Well, good evening, folks, and welcome to True Crime with the Bad Girl, the Playa, and Dangerous Dave. I am Benny Scala, a.k.a. the Playa, a.k.a. Benny the Jet, and with me, as always, is the queen of true crime, the Boston Bad Girl, Brittany Brown. Brittany, how are you this evening?
I am doing well, but I've about had it with this weather. And I know I shouldn't say anything compared to what you're putting up with down there, but
Piece of cake. No, it was kind of touch and go there for a while, but it's good now. But Dave, I love that hat. That is a nice hat. Is that new?
No, it's not new. It's always good to have a hat on, so I put this on, and it's one of my many hats that was a gift by the Boston Bad Girl, the champion, sitting in front of us, Brittany Brown. So I've got many more of them from Brittany, and I don't know. I just put whatever's mood I'm in. I don't have a green one. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody, and we got a good show tonight.
Yes.
It's been a rainy, damp, rotten Monday here in Boston and Brockton, Massachusetts, and but I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me.
Amen. So poll out there: should I wear a hat or a bandana, or Let
it flow.
Let it flow.
Like
I'm
Michael
afraid
Landon.
if I wore a hat, it would look like there was a guy on the New York Yankees. His name was Oscar Gamble. He played for the Yankees in the 70s. He had the biggest afro ever. And when he wore his helmet, you could barely see the helmet. All you saw was hair sticking out. I'm afraid it might be the same thing if I put on a hat.
I know the feeling. Oh.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, for those of you in Radio Land, thanks for listening. On Want Radio, they got what you want. We're also now available on Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Player FM, Podchaser, and Boomplay. And for those of you watching for the very first time on YouTube, please like and subscribe. We would most definitely appreciate it. And we got a couple of words from our sponsors, and then we'll be on to our very sad but very true show. True Crime with the Bad Girl, the Playa, and the Stars is brought to you by the Burbrower Law Firm. Folks, if you've been injured in a car accident, please reach out to our good friend Adam Burbrower at the Burbrower Law Firm. Adam and his crew do things the right way with great results. Not only is Adam a great attorney, but the dude has framed pictures of Ernie the Cat Lad, the unpredictable Johnny Rods, and our very own Boston Bad Girl in his office. How cool is that? If you see Adam at the community pool trying to nail that elusive triple Lindy, you'll notice superstar Billy Graham tattooed on his back and Bret the Hitman Hart tattooed on his chest. This guy is not only the man of the hour, the man with the legal power, too sweet to be sour, he is also the excellence of elocution. Besides being a great guy, Adam is a true crime aficionado and an avid WWF historian. Who else can get you a great settlement while breaking down Mario Mancini's greatest matches? Well, that one's a quickie. Check out Adam at burbrowerlaw.com and follow him on Facebook. And don't forget to tell him that the Bad Girl, the Playa, and the Stars sent you. True Crime with the Bad Girl, the Playa, and Dangerous Dave is brought to you by Uncle Dave's Pickles. You know, folks, not all pickles are created equal. Some are limp, some are sour, but Uncle Dave's Pickles, they got the power. And that's the magic of Uncle Dave's Pickles. Firm and thick, like a well-hung pickle. Each one is hand-packed with care, brined to perfection, and your natural selection. One crunch, and you'll feel that tangy rush that'll make you blush. A pickle so swole, it will fill any hunger pang. And for those who like to mix it up, don't forget about Uncle Dave's sausage. Thick, hearty, and ready to heat up any occasion. Pair it with a pickle, give your taste buds quite the tickle. And that ain't all, folks. So, next time you're at the carnival, follow your cravings to the rear. The rear of the carnival, that is, where you'll always find Uncle Dave to take care of your crave. Nothing says pleasure quite like a mouthful of Uncle Dave's treasure. And remember this, my briny friends. Uncle Dave's pickles, always smooth and hard working. They'll get you blushing while you're jerking the gherkin. Pleasure so good, you'll almost be hurting, but you'll come back for more. Of that, I am certain. Uncle Dave's Pickles. Once you've had Dave's in your mouth, you'll never settle for less. Because, folks, if it ain't Uncle Dave's, it's no big deal. Good stuff. Good stuff. So, very sad story tonight. The murder of Selena Quintanilla-Perez on March 31st, 1995 shocked the world and abruptly ended the life of one of the most influential Latin artists of the 20th century. Known as the Queen of Tejano music, Selena was only 23 years old when she was shot and killed by Yolanda Saldívar, I think I'm saying it right, the president of her fan club and manager of her fashion boutiques. The case quickly became one of the most widely followed criminal investigations of the decade, drawing national attention to the tragic circumstances surrounding the singer's death. What began as a financial dispute involving missing money from Selena's business ultimately escalated into a confrontation that ended in murder. The investigation, trial, and aftermath left a lasting mark on popular culture and the music industry. The bad girls are going to take us through the case, and then we will all weigh in.
May we have a shot
for
St.
Sure.
Patrick's Day?
Absolutely.
Everybody out there? This is my shot here.
St. Patrick's Day.
I've had a slight head cold, so here we go.
All right, salute.
Salute.
Salute. Happy St. Patrick's Day to all the Irish.
That's right. And everybody that isn't also.
Everybody's Irish on St. Patrick's Day.
That's right. Green beer for everybody.
Yep.
All right. So we're going to talk about Selena's rise to fame. She was born on April 16th, 1971 in Lake Jackson, Texas. Selena Quintanilla-Perez grew up in a musical family. Her father, Abraham Quintanilla Jr., recognized her talent early and formed the band Selena. Now, I don't know if Y is pronounced Y.
E, like Selena y los Dinos.
Yeah, okay. Selena, I had a feeling because I'm like, this doesn't make sense or sound right. Selena y los Dinos when she was still a child. Over time, Selena became one of the most successful performers in, and I think I'm saying this right, Tejano music.
Tejano, yes.
Tejano, a genre blending Mexican and American musical influences. By the early 1990s, Selena had become a cultural icon in the United States and in Mexico. Her energetic stage presence, bilingual performances, and charismatic personality earned her a devoted fan base. In 1994, she won a Grammy Award for Best Mexican American Album, making her the first female Tejano artist to receive the honor. At the time of her death, she was preparing to release her first English language album, which many believed would launch her into mainstream pop superstardom. Oh, she looks so pretty there.
Beautiful girl. Yep.
Yeah. Alongside her music career, Selena expanded into business ventures, including a clothing line and several boutiques in Texas. These businesses would later become central to the dispute that led to her death. Let's talk about Yolanda Saldívar and the fan club. In 1991, Yolanda Saldívar, a former nurse and devoted fan of Selena, approached the Quintanilla family with the idea of forming an official fan club for the singer. Her enthusiasm and persistence impressed Selena's father, who eventually allowed her to run the club. Over time, Saldívar became a trusted figure within Selena's organization and developed a close personal relationship with the singer. Because of this trust, Saldívar was eventually promoted to manage Selena's clothing boutiques. However, her management style soon began raising concerns among employees and family members. Several workers complained that she behaved aggressively and was mishandling finances. Ooh, isn't it funny how that always comes up?
Oh, yeah, it's always about the money.
Money.
Yep. Some claim she intimidated staff and created tension within the organization. By early 1995, the situation escalated when Abraham Quintanilla began receiving complaints from fans who had paid for fan club memberships but never received the promised merchandise or the newsletters. This prompted him to investigate the financial records of the fan club and the boutiques. During the investigation, the Quintanilla family discovered evidence suggesting that Saldívar had embezzled approximately $30,000 through forged checks and other financial irregularities. On March 9th, 1995, the family confronted Saldívar about the missing money. Her explanations were considered unsatisfactory, and she was removed from her position. Despite this confrontation, Selena remained somewhat sympathetic towards Saldívar and continued communicating with her because she still needed important financial documents that Saldívar controlled. Here are the events of March 31st, 1995. The final confrontation occurred on the morning of March 31st, 1995, at a Days Inn motel in Corpus Christi, Texas. Earlier in the week, Saldívar had purchased a .38 caliber revolver, claiming she needed protection after being threatened by a patient's family. Saldívar convinced Selena to meet her alone at the motel to retrieve the missing financial documents necessary for tax preparation. When Selena arrived, Saldívar attempted to delay handing over the papers, claiming she had been sexually assaulted during a recent trip to Mexico.
Sorry.
Wrote to a local. Go ahead.
No, I said, did you see what she looked like? You'd have to, Mr. Magoo maybe sexually assaulted her. Like,
You'd have to have a lot of that to sexually assault her.
I don't think there's enough alcohol where she would look attractive.
Right? Selena drove her to a local hospital, but medical staff did not confirm any assault. Gee, I wonder why. After returning to the motel room, Selena began searching through Saldívar's belongings for the documents. At that moment, Saldívar pulled out the revolver. As Selena attempted to flee the room, Saldívar fired a single shot. The bullet struck Selena in the back and severed a major artery. Despite the severe injury, Selena managed to run across the motel courtyard toward the lobby. Witnesses later testified that she collapsed inside while identifying Saldívar as the person who shot her. Emergency responders rushed her to a nearby hospital, but the massive blood loss proved fatal. She was pronounced dead at approximately 1:05 p.m. The news of Selena's death spread quickly, sending shockwaves through the music world and her enormous fan base. After the shooting, Saldívar fled the motel in her pickup truck, but was quickly surrounded by police. What followed was a dramatic 9-hour standoff. Armed with the revolver, Saldívar threatened to commit suicide and refused to surrender. Negotiators from local law enforcement, along with a SWAT team and the FBI Crisis Negotiation Unit, attempted to persuade her to give herself up. During the standoff, she reportedly told officers that the shooting had been accidental and expressed disbelief at what had happened. Eventually, Saldívar surrendered peacefully and was taken into custody. Within hours, she was formally arrested and charged with murder. The killing sparked intense emotional reactions among Selena's fans. Many gathered outside the Quintanilla home and the motel where the shooting occurred, leaving flowers, candles, and messages of grief. The singer's funeral drew thousands of mourners, highlighting the enormous impact she had on her community and beyond. The murder investigation was led by veteran detective Paul Rivera of the Corpus Christi Police Department. Authorities quickly gathered physical evidence from the motel room and recovered the .38 caliber revolver used in the shooting. Witness statements played a critical role in establishing the sequence of events. Motel employees reported seeing Selena running toward the lobby while bleeding heavily, with Saldívar following behind holding the gun. These observations helped investigators reconstruct the final moments before the singer collapsed. Ballistics experts later testified that the firearm could not have discharged accidentally and required the trigger to be pulled intentionally. This evidence would later become a key element of the prosecution's case. Meanwhile, investigators also examined the financial records that had sparked the confrontation. Evidence suggested that Saldívar had misappropriated funds from both the fan club and the boutiques, strengthening the prosecution's argument regarding motives.
All right, now we go to the trial. Let me just show this wench here real quick.
Money.
Yeah. All right. The trial of Yolanda Saldívar began in October 1995 in Houston after it was moved from Corpus Christi due to the intense publicity surrounding the case. The proceedings attracted widespread media coverage and large crowds of Selena supporters. Prosecutors argued that Saldívar deliberately shot Selena after realizing that her financial misconduct had been discovered. According to the prosecution, the murder was an act of desperation intended to avoid facing the consequences of embezzlement. The defense took a different approach. Saldívar's attorneys claimed the shooting had been accidental and occurred during a heated confrontation. They argued that she had been emotionally unstable and had intended to kill herself rather than Selena. During the trial, prosecutors presented witness testimony from motel employees, police officers, and medical experts. They emphasized the fact that Selena had been shot while running away, indicating that she had been attempting to escape. The jury deliberated for just over 2 hours, and I think an hour and 45 of that was eating lunch before reaching a verdict. On October 23rd, 1995, Yolanda Saldívar was found guilty of murder. She was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 30 years, which she didn't get, by the way. Selena's murder triggered an unprecedented outpouring of grief among fans across the United States and Latin America. Radio stations suspended regular program to broadcast her music, and thousands attended public memorials. In Texas, then Governor George W. Bush declared April 16th, Selena's birthday, as Selena Day. The singer's legacy continued to grow after her death with the release of her posthumous album, Dreaming of You, later in 1995. The album debuted at #1 on the Billboard Top 200 chart, a rare achievement for a Spanish-language artist. Her life story also inspired the 1997 biographical film Selena, starring Jennifer Lopez, which introduced the singer's story to a new generation of fans. Selena remains one of the most celebrated figures in Latin music history. Museums, statues, and tributes continue to honor her memory, particularly in her hometown of Corpus Christi. Yolanda Saldívar has remained incarcerated in Texas since her conviction because of threats from other inmates. Imagine that. She has spent much of her sentence in protective custody. After serving nearly 3 decades of her life sentence, Saldívar became eligible for parole in 2025. However, the Texas Board of Pardons and Paroles denied her release, stating that the nature of the crime indicated a continuing threat to public safety. Her next parole review is scheduled for 2030. For Selena's family and fans, the decision reaffirmed their belief that justice had been served. The murder of Selena Quintanilla-Perez remains one of the most tragic and widely remembered cases in the history of the music industry. At the height of her career, Selena represented a bridge between cultures and languages, inspiring millions with her talent and charisma. Her death at the hands of someone she trusted deeply made the tragedy even more shocking. The investigation and trial revealed a story driven by betrayal, financial misconduct, and desperation. Yolanda Saldívar's conviction brought legal closure to the case, but it did little to lessen the sense of loss felt by Selena's fans and loved ones. More than 3 decades later, Selena's music and influence continue to endure. Her legacy as the queen of Tejano music remains firmly intact, and her story serves as a reminder of both the promise of her life and the tragedy of its sudden end. She was, I think, 2 weeks short of her 24th birthday.
Oh,
What a shame. This lady, I mean, she was on a rocket to the moon, this girl, with her music.
definitely.
I think she would have been, I don't know, maybe not quite Madonna level, but I think, pretty damn close, like a Gloria Estefan.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely. Yeah, she would be doing concerts today. She'd be doing probably
she'd only be 53 today.
she'd be doing a
Still young lady.
residency. Yeah, she'd be doing a residency in Vegas. She'd be rich today. And it's everything that a lot of stuff we do on this crime podcast, everything comes down to fucking money. Money, 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 money. And people just, they just there's a solution for everything, but they don't look at it that way. It's money, money, money,
And not for anything, this girl was a very humble girl, Selena, by all accounts. And this lady was a fan. All she was a fan. That Selena not only let her in her life as a friend, but trusted her with that fan club, which had thousands of people in it. I guess when they paid their membership fee, they got a little like a tchotchke package, and then that money was supposed to be donated to charity. And then Selena had opened a couple of boutiques in Texas, and she even entrusted this hag to manage the boutiques. And this lady was skimming everything off the top. So I just wonder. I'm wondering about your guys' opinion. Do you think, by all accounts, this lady was obsessed with Selena? I'm wondering if she was a rotten egg right from the start, and she became a friend of Selena because she was going to steal. She intended to steal, or did she, once she got to be friends with her and saw the money coming into the fan club and the boutiques, thought, holy crap, this is a gravy train. Which one do you think it was?
Go ahead, Boston Bad Girl.
Well, okay. I'm stumped because it could be either. I mean, when it happened, when this all happened, I thought, without knowing the details that we have gotten into tonight, I thought the woman was a lesbian and had a crush on Selena.
I think there's a certain amount of truth to that as well.
That's what I was under the impression.
But Selena was married. She married one of the guys in the band.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I don't think Selena definitely wasn't. She wasn't leaning that way. I think this lady thought that. Yeah.
Right. I think this woman actually thought that she could have a chance with Selena, even though she wasn't gay. That was the impression I was under. And I think that she was, in fact, a fan. I don't think it was about money at first. I think it became about money when she saw how much was coming into the boutiques. That's just my opinion.
What do you think, Dave?
I disagree with Brittany. I think she ended this. What's the old saying? A zebra doesn't change its stripes. I think that this lady ended in she had a plan right from the start.
She was a crony, right? She was a worker.
Yeah, she had a plan right from the start. She knew what she was doing. A zebra doesn't change its stripes. And it kind of, I think once it all took off, and she got the power, once she got in, got in like Gorilla Monsoon. Once he got into the office and got the power, he took off. Once she got in, it got in with the click, and she was in, and that's when her plan went into effect. I think she was a bad seed from the start. What did she do before she met Selena? What was this lady doing?
Supposedly was a nurse.
Yeah, supposedly an RN.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, that's what I heard as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think she went. I don't think that she went in it with innocently, with no bad intent. I think she went into it with bad intent. She saw dollar signs. It's the old saying, it's if I don't know if I'm saying this right, but it's like the devil in sheep clothing. Is that how you say it?
Beware of the wolf in sheep's clothing. Yep.
Yes. And that's what this is. She went in there, Miss Innocent, and she played him. And Selena was and her family were very laid back.
Very
laid back
naive.
people. Yeah. Very naive. Now, this was in a time where the carnival had 4 or 5 women at once. This is when I had my long black hair. So I remember this back then, but I don't. But I do, if that makes sense. So I was trying to,
obviously you're very busy.
I was very busy back then, trying to run the carnival, trying to make money and stuff like that. But it's just a shame. But I wonder why. This kind of reminds me. Mrs. P made a comment there. It kind of reminds me of the same, like with Marvin Gaye, who was cut down by his father.
His own father, yeah,
a priest. And we lost his music. Different than a different situation, but the same criteria. You know what I mean? And he was cut down, and we didn't have his music anymore. And she was cut down. But I wonder why people like her, the one that killed her, I don't know how to say her name. What's her name? Salamander?
Yeah, Sal. That's good enough. Yeah,
Salamander. Like why? Like I see all these murderers getting paroled, but Salamander and the one up in New Hampshire,
Pam Smart.
Pam Smart.
These girls can't get paroled for some reason. But then I see all these.
I'll tell you why. At least my opinion, because they've never owned it. I don't think Pam Smart has owned it, and this hag has never owned it. And I think if you want to get paroled, that's the first thing you got to do. You got to own it. You know what? I effed up. I let the money go to my head, or in Pam Smart's case, like, I don't know what I was thinking. I lusted after this kid. I was out of my mind. You got to do that. You got to be like the Iron Sheik, humble, right? And you got to, if as long as they keep denying, they'll never get paroled.
Right.
You think that's the reason, huh? Because they just won't admit what they did.
That's my opinion. I think that it's like God. We in order to be forgiven for our sins, we need to repent. You don't get the forgiveness without the repentance. I think it's the same thing. They have to repent in their minds. This Yolanda lady, and not for anything, whoever her lawyer was, I mean, are they that stupid that they actually believed her, it was an accident? Because you had witnesses that saw Salamander chasing Selena out of the hotel room, calling her a bitch. Was that an accident too? Like,
wow.
Yeah, they actually had witnesses that you bitch, and she was chasing after her. So I guess that was accidental too.
Wow.
And the cops could have saved themselves a lot of work. Like when she was in the thing with the pistol in her head. It's like, how about it?
Know.
Yeah. Don't make a mess.
Like I couldn't be a cop. Like if I went to a place where I had to be a hostage negotiator, I'd be like, dude, just do it. Right. I want to go home. I want to eat. I got some buffalo wings at home. Just kill yourself. Who cares? Get it over with. Right. That's I couldn't be. That's what I would tell the guy that wanted to kill himself and her. Just shoot yourself. Get it over with. No big deal.
She said initially she was. Oh, I forgot who interviewed her. She said she had when they were in a hotel and Selena confronted her about the money and was going to fire her. She pointed the gun to her head, and then Selena went to the door and she says, "Well, don't leave yet." And that's when the gun supposedly accidentally went off. I'm not a gun person. I have to imagine it takes a lot more than that to discharge a gun. And then
I would think so.
Yeah, I'm surprised it even took 2 hours. Like I said, it had to be to get their DoorDash order, the jury, and that's what otherwise it would have been like 10 minutes.
I agree.
So this happened when she had the gun to her head and Selena turned around to walk out.
Well,
and she shot her.
She shot her. Like, she got shot in the back. So I think Selena at that point was trying to escape. She saw the gun. I mean, she did see the gun and she tried to get out. She got shot in the back. And then she was still she was fading fast, but I guess she was able to run into the lobby. And when she was in the lobby, she was losing consciousness, but she identified who shot her and what room number she was in. And the police got there pretty quick.
This also reminds me of like the Colonel. You know who the Colonel is? For Elvis Presley. Was that his name?
Colonel Parker, yeah.
The Colonel, who was stealing money, he stole a lot of money from Elvis Presley. But he did it in a smart way. But he stole a lot of money from Elvis. This is what this lady was doing. She was stealing money from Selena, and it's basically the same theory, but in a kind of roundabout different ways.
I mean, not just my opinion, but they gave this lady way too much control. I mean, this lady had access to Selena's bank accounts. Selena actually gave her an American Express card to use, supposedly for the boutique business, but it became her own, little spending account.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, I'm just the fact that you are the whatever you want to call it, like the top employee of one of the most famous singers in the entire world, which was only going to get better and better because this girl was going to get more and more famous. Why isn't that enough for you? I'm sure she paid her to run the boutiques. That's not enough. It's never enough.
Greed. I think the cough medicine is starting to kick in a little bit here. But greed. Everybody wants more. When it comes to money. Everyone wants power and money and more power. The more they get, the more they want, Nobody's ever satisfied.
I'll tell a quick story. When I worked at Citibank, we had an employee worked in finance, not at my site, but a different site. And what they did was they were like an assistant. They created a fake vendor, and which was them with their address. And every month they stroked a $2,000 check to that vendor, and then they were able to cash it. And this went on for like 2 years, right? So 2 years, 48 grand. Well, like Dave said, that wasn't enough. Then they upped the ante to $5 grand. She got caught immediately.
What an idiot!
Fired, arrested, you name it. They threw the book at her. But like
that.
Yeah, I mean, she was okay, like $2 grand a month. And this is back in the 90s, so that was some pretty good jack. Yeah, she would have stayed under the radar probably for another couple of years. But no,
probably.
She thought, well, if I can get 2, I might as well try to get 5, and that was her the end of her.
Wow, greed.
It's the old, the no good deed goes unpunished. So you go out of your way, and you do something nice. This lady, she was a nobody. It wasn't like she was even like she had any experience managing a business. Nothing.
Right.
Now I'm putting you in charge of my fan club and two of my boutiques, even though you're not qualified, but I like you. And then she still screwed her over, and then killed her.
I like that saying, a fucking nobody, because I know some people who are fucking nobody.
Can you hear Dave, Brittany? I can't hear him.
No, Dave, we can't hear you.
Can't hear me?
Now we can.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah,
you're back.
What happened?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, a fucking nobody. I know some fucking nobodies. You know what I mean? That's what this girl was, a fucking nobody.
Right.
And you give a fucking nobody a chance, like we know who, and the fucking nobody, doesn't appreciate it, and they try to fuck with you. You know what I mean?
No,
And it's
you do a good turn, you go out of your way, and you keep your end of the bargain. Selena, I'm sure whatever Selena promised her, I'm sure she got paid very well. And plus, like I said, the perks were incredible. You're traveling around with one of the most famous singers in the world, and you're getting paid. I'm sure she got a lot of nice trips, vacations, everything out of it.
Sure. And that wasn't good enough.
No. It's like being in the wrestling business. That's what the Killer used to tell us. I loved it. I went in as a kid. I traveled everywhere. Didn't have to pay for anything. Did what I loved to do. Went to Japan, Australia, all around the world. Didn't have to pay nothing. Saw the world for free, like this idiot, and they don't appreciate it,
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Some people appreciate it and don't steal and don't take advantage and don't kill. And then where does that get you?
Right.
Right. But I remember the Killer telling us that all the time, all the stories of how he traveled in Canada and Australia and Japan, and he didn't have to pay for nothing, and how it was great to see the world for free. This girl had the same thing, could get to travel, making big money, came from nothing. And this is what happened.
I'm doubting that she was actually a registered nurse. I'd have to do more research on that. I find that hard to believe.
I agree.
And that was the other thing. The premise she got, she lied about everything. The way she got the gun was because she said one of her patients had threatened her, and she arranged. That's the other thing too. Like, it was an accident, but she kept calling Selena to this hotel. I think one time she was going to do it, and a lot of the fans found out that she was at that hotel, and there were too many people, so she couldn't do it, meaning Saldívar. And then another time, I think it was the day before, actually, she was going to do it, and the husband showed up. She showed up with the husband, and obviously she couldn't do it then. And then finally, that last day, she did show up.
What a shame.
Yeah. What's the husband up to these days? Have you got any information on the husband?
I don't know. All I know is he was in the band, and they very quietly eloped when I think Selena was only about 20 or 21. They weren't married that long.
Wow.
But
sad.
They looked very happy. I mean, she had everything, this girl, everything. She had fame, she had fortune. I mean, people loved her. She was talented. I mean, she was really, really talented.
Yeah.
And what a shame. I mean, just because of this greedy bastard that, what she had wasn't enough for her.
What a shame. Now, do you guys think that she was obsessed with her, like they said back in the day when this happened?
You know what? I thought so at first, but after listening to Dave, I really think this lady was a worker. I think there was that was her way in, was to be a super fan. Once she got in, because she was a piece of crap at the boutique. She was a tyrant to the employees there. The only time she was nice was when Selena came in. Otherwise, she was horrible to work for. I mean, this lady, she just ran the show, and no, I think she had her motive from day one. I can't believe you could change that much without being rotten to begin with.
I agree.
Right. That's why I'm very when I meet a new girl, I have my antennas up because we got the carnival, and we got the Dave sausage, and Uncle Dave's pickles. So you gotta have your antennas up that people aren't there to, what do you call, steal from you,
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, you gotta have the antennas up, unfortunately today, but, it's just sad too what happened to Marvin Gaye. That was,
Oh my God.
that was awful.
Marvin Gaye was one of my favorite performers ever. He just had that great voice. He did duets with Tammy Terrell. Who else? With Kim Weston. He did 2 or 3 different artists that he charted with, plus all his great solo stuff. Towards the end, he kind of changed. He was like kind of soft pop, but then he got into like sexual healing. And I mean, whatever he did it great.
He did.
He did. Yep. Because I could see that Selena touring with like Carlos Santana.
Yes.
On a bill. I could see them touring together. Carlos Santana and Selena. What a ticket that would be.
She would have been set. She would have been like worth at least a couple of $100 million. She probably would have gotten like, I don't know if they still do it. I think they do. Like Celine Dion, they have that thing, and you sign a contract to work in Las Vegas. You get
a residency.
Like, $50 million a year, and you get you perform once a night. She would have got a gig like that for sure.
For sure.
I got a trivia question for you. Do you know who holds the record for most appearances in a residency program in Las Vegas?
I'm gonna guess. Good, Brittany, you go first.
Jeez. I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna guess. My guess is Wayne Newton.
Rod Stewart.
Really?
No.
Wow.
Stewart. Yeah, you can look that one up. He holds the record for a residency in Las Vegas, and he's still doing it. He's been doing it for
Wayne Newton's been there forever. I mean, I could see it because
60 years. Wow.
Wayne Newton, yeah, but
I could see that though, Dave. I could see that.
Yeah, well, it makes sense. I mean,
I wish I had something to look. I wish I had something to look that up, because I also think Rod Stewart holds the record for making the most money as a residency in Vegas. If I'm not mistaken. I know he holds.
Yeah,
I know he holds the record for the largest attendance at a concert. Do you know where that was? What the attendance was? It was in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And I believe it was well over 4 million people was at his concert. That's a Guinness Book of World Records. That's in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Wow.
That's
the largest concert in the world. To look that one up.
I had no idea. I had no idea.
Dave, I played, I don't know if you listened or not, but I played Have I Told You lately, yesterday on my radio show.
Yes, you told me about that, but there was a problem. So the problem was I wanted to listen, but I went up to see my granddog Cash and Joe, and then Joe brought out my ex's chicken parm, and so we started cooking up the chicken parm, and then my mind got distracted, and I started eating the chicken parm, and before I knew it, it was like 5:30. And I said, shit, I missed my my shutout from the player. I'm sorry about that.
It's all right. But here's the thing. So Rod Stewart first hit the charts, I think, in 1971. And he last hit the charts in 2021. So 50 years.
Wow.
I don't think anybody's done that, like that over that time period.
My nipples are getting hard right now as we talk about this. You know that, right?
Well,
my nipples are getting.
I think they're below camera level, so we'll have to just take your word for it there.
Well, the thing is, Rod Stewart just announced a concert for Bridgeport, Connecticut for August the 7th. So I'm hoping the 8th is open on his schedule the next night. So I'm hoping he does the Xfinity Center in Mansfield, Mass, because last year I was supposed to go there with Terrible Tori, and Terrible Tori became very, very ill all summer. She couldn't make it. Me and the genius went, Tiffany, and he was like right in front of me. Like he was like I threw him kisses. I was kissing him. I threw him kisses, and I could have swore he kissed me back. He threw a kiss. So
All right. Well, here's
look
Tom
at
Jones
that.
Saturday night in Allentown. Sold out.
he was
Great
there.
show.
He was there in Allentown. You're
Wow.
absolutely right.
Very
Great
nice.
show.
I think it's the greatest thing that, and I mentioned that on my show too. So many of these guys, Ringo Starr, I think, is going to be 86, and he's still touring. Tom Jones, Rod Stewart, these guys are like, they're in their age. Frankie Valli is going to be 92 in May, and he's still touring.
Wow.
Yeah. Why not? If you still got it, I mean, to me, if somebody is still going to buy a ticket to come see you, why not?
Yep.
Well,
And
threw
you
them
sell
all.
out the house.
Yep, threw them all. The Beatles, the Rolling Stones, the Who, the Pink Floyd. You can name them all. There's only one person that holds the Guinness Book of World Records for the largest concert in the world, and that's Sir Roderick David Stewart.
4 million?
Over 4 million people.
Was it a free concert, or I can only imagine how much they had to pay him.
Yes, I believe it was a free concert in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Yeah, look that up. I'm not just a pretty face, I'm not just sitting here trying to be a pretty face.
I'm big on these. Yeah, I try to do that. I try to always bring out some interesting facts. That is a great fact.
I know. Look, I know my skin is beautiful. But I have a brain too. I don't. Right. I want to be respected for my brain also.
You want to be respected, not just
Yes.
You don't just have beautiful toes.
You don't want to be exploited for your looks. You need to be respected for your intellect.
Yes, I have beautiful. Good point there, champ. I do have beautiful toes. Thank you very much.
And you got
Although
that,
my children
got a lot going for you. What's her name? Would be damn lucky. Ari would be damn lucky to get you.
You're damn right she would. I'll teach her some passages from the Bible. Thou shalt not wear a bra. That's one of the friggin'. That's one of the.
That's Dangerous Dave 1.1, right?
That's right. That's right. Thou shalt not wear a bra.
The book of Dave. Who wrote the book of Dave?
Well, stop there.
There you go.
Yeah. We better.
Bringing me to the dark side. Now you're bringing me to the dark side, the carnival side.
All right.
Oh,
Miss Cassie. So I guess Selena's husband got remarried in 2001, then divorced in 2008. Still into music and keeping Selena's legacy alive. That's good to know.
Good.
Oh, that's
good
nice.
to know. Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you want to hear that. I mean, just the lady was like a meteor going across the sky.
It's just so sad that for $30,000 somebody died. For $30,000.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah. And do you not think you're gonna? I mean, you're not gonna get away with it. Especially you're gonna shoot somebody in a hotel room. You think you're gonna get away with it? Like, are you crazy?
Totally ridiculous.
And the sad part is, if she just asked for money, she probably would have gave it to her.
You know what? That's a great point, Dave. I bet you if she said, you know what, Selena, I'm struggling. Would you mind? Can you give me a raise? Or that lady would have given her whatever she wanted.
I agree.
Right.
I agree. It's just to think though that somebody died that could have made such a was already making a difference in this world,
right.
and it could have done so much more and become so much more over $30,000. What?
Right. Right, and which she probably gladly would have received if she had asked for it. And I mean, they're probably doing a smart thing, keeping her, away from the general population, because I don't think she'd last too long. I
agree.
I like to know what her record is in prison. Has she ever been reprimanded? Has she ever? Like, I like to know what her record is in prison, because she don't sound normal. Like,
no.
She's not normal. I like to know if she had a record.
She's still going with the accident thing. The parole board's going to see in 5 more years. Maybe you'll change.
Yep.
Same with what's her name, Pam Smart. I'm
Yep.
shocked because that's a smart lady. How do you not get it? I mean, that
No.
Yeah.
Just own the damn thing. You could have probably been out 10 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Right.
mean, everybody else is out. Even the person that actually pulled the trigger is out.
Yeah, the kids are all out, right?
Right.
She's the only one
Yep.
left.
So,
Bill Flynn.
and it's all because, and her family actually has a Facebook page, support Pam, let's get her out. She's not going to get out until she admits what she did.
Right.
And now it's almost too late.
What is, my question to them is, what is your logic? Why would I want to give my money to let a killer out of prison?
Right. Especially one that takes no responsibility for doing what she did.
Right. That's it. And you know what, Dave? I thought she was very cute back in the day. I don't think.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have kicked her out of bed for eating crackers, but
she would have
very
been
cute.
She would have been a 90s carnival member, right?
Oh, absolutely. Back in the day, absolutely. Yep.
VIP.
She could have been the snake. I made her the snake wrangler. That's what that's what she could have done very good. Snake wrangling. Yeah.
Yep.
But,
Yep.
Why didn't you just leave your husband? I don't know. I don't understand
I know
people's thought process. Just leave.
Well,
just
even
leave.
like a guy like Scott Peterson. All right. So your wife's pregnant, you want to play around. So bite the bullet, you get a divorce, you pay child support, and then you can lead your life. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Right.
But you know what I wonder? It is the reason why all these people did this. Was it all about the life insurance as well? That's what I have to ask. Didn't they do what they did, meaning Pam and Scott Peterson, because they knew they were also going to get $1 million?
Did he have a hefty policy on Lacey? I did that I don't remember. I mean, I would imagine he did.
I would assume so, but I didn't hear that either.
And I am pretty sure Pam Smart did have it on her husband.
She did.
Yeah.
But they're stupid. Because the first person they're going to look at is the husband or the wife, whoever gets murdered. They're going to look at you first.
Exactly.
That's just the way it is. It's just the way it is.
Yep.
And they still haven't found. Where is Nancy Guthrie? They haven't found her. Where the hell is Nancy?
I was going to ask you. Yeah, I what did I predict? Arresting the son-in-law and the friend. I forgot what date. Did I say April 1st?
I think you did. Yeah.
Yeah,
we're getting there.
I'm sticking with it.
You're sticking with that prediction?
There. I'm sticking with that prediction. Calling my shot.
Well, I mean, at this point, it's just, it wasn't a kidnapping for ransom from somebody, because they never got a hold of the family. They never showed proof of life. Nobody ever asked the family for money.
Right.
No, at this point, I don't even know if the son-in-law is involved. I don't know if they just was a vendetta killing for Savannah. I mean, at this particular point,
I know.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to find out. I think that the son-in-law initially intended, and a friend, to do it as a kidnapping, for the ransom, and then I think it just, they screwed it up, and kidnapping became a murder, and then at that point the ransom's off the table.
Right.
I think it's one of the. You're right. I think it's one or the other. It's either someone very close, like the son-in-law, or it's just somebody had a vendetta against her.
Yeah, 2% of kidnappings are random. The other 98% are inside jobs.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah.
It's like the Ramseys. You think I will swear that John Benet's Ramsey's killer was in that house. I mean, lived in that house.
I agree, 100%.
Oh, absolutely. I think the mother. could have been the stepbrother. It was a stepbrother, right? They
No,
may have a
no,
step.
old
it was the
brother.
brother. It was her older brother. I really think it was the older brother was jealous because of all the attention that the mother gave Jean-Benet. He did it, and I think the parents just concocted this elaborate cover-up because they already lost one kid. Now
Yep.
they don't want to lose the other one, and they went through this. I'm convinced. Nobody can convince me otherwise. When you write a
I agree.
ransom note on stationery from the house, what like I think I'm going to sit down for an hour and write a note at their desk.
Right.
After I
And
just,
the amount you asked for just happens to be what his bonus was.
right,
Because
yeah, like
he was trying to throw people off, like it was somebody at my job, He's just trying to. That was just a diversion. That's all that was.
you got to beware of people who
Absolutely.
throw out those odd dollar amounts.
Yeah, right. Or
Right.
who
So you think it
contacts
was?
EMT.
Think it was
I
the
think it
brother,
was-
huh?
I think it was the brother. I guess apparently at one point had hit her in the head with a golf club previous to this, so he wasn't a stranger to hurting her. I think he went the extra. I don't know. He did something to her.
Right. But they couldn't.
Yeah,
They couldn't
I
solve
always
the
thought it
case.
was him.
There is no way that mother, that the mother was living vicariously through Pam, not Pam, Jean-Benet rather.
Jean-Benet. Yep.
Yeah,
I agree.
I mean, yeah, the mother was, yeah, I mean, all the beauty pageants, that was the mother reliving her childhood through Jean-Benet.
Absolutely.
And she didn't want to give that up.
Absolutely.
No way.
Nope.
Right. Well, she was in there
Wow.
too, right? When she was a kid, she was in a beauty pageant too,
Yeah,
right? The
she
mother.
had been in the pageants.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's got their own opinions. Like when I saw how these kids dressed up, it's like, whoa, God, really?
I know.
They look
I
like
know.
little whores. I mean, is that what you
We know.
What you call them?
whores?
Is that like the best little whorehouse in Texas? Like on that
Like a
idea?
hooah,
Can you say that word again?
Well, I say whores. I mean, I'm not. I
Well-
mean, everybody. Yeah, other parts of the country, it's the hooer, but to me, it's a whore. New York, it's a whore. Everybody.
That's
well-
what we say too.
It could be a hoe. I
Yeah,
mean, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but no,
and
you're right, Benny. I would never allow my 5-year-old child to wear lipstick and makeup. I mean, come on.
And like even like dancing suggestively and what is that going to lead to?
I know.
In the ghetto, we call them hoes. Hey, hoes.
Yeah,
What
hoes,
you doing
right.
today, you hoe? Hey, hoe.
The HO, right?
No.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean I don't mean to make light of it because it's so tragic. That poor little girl, she didn't deserve that.
I
but
know.
no, I
No.
really think that I could not imagine the mother doing that. I don't. They said because she wet the bed. No way. That mother, like, she worshipped that child. And
I agree.
I think the father was he seemed like a solid guy, decent guy, hardworking family man. The brother was jealous, and that's it didn't happen outside that house. The same thing with Guthrie. You don't have to look any further than past the family.
Yeah, I agree. I agree to 100%.
Sticking with my April 1st prediction there.
Yep.
April
All right.
1st,
That's
huh?
interesting.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Benny.
Yeah,
I
we'll see.
agree.
I'll either look very smart or very dumb, one or the other. And it won't be the
Okay.
first one for me either. So
We'll see.
yeah, yep. All right, guys. Well, that concludes tonight's episode. Guys, got anything else? Brittany or Dave?
Brittany?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I just, I'll tell you this. The weather is getting really bad out there. I don't know about where you guys are both at, but it's getting as worse as it's been all day.
Yeah, no, that was me 2 hours ago. Now it's
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
I'm going on NyQuil, so it could be anything outside right now. I won't hear it. So
Right. You wake up tomorrow morning, it'll be nice out.
Yeah, I probably will. I'm hoping for the best tomorrow. Nice and sunny for everybody.
Yep. Well, let me give a quick shout out. Let me make sure I don't miss anybody. We had Tori was there, Mrs. P 2.0, my friend Cassie, Jason, Justin, and did I miss anybody? I think we got everybody here. Thank you all for watching. And Babe Ruth was here as well. Sorry, didn't mean to exclude you. Yep, Babe Ruth, the great Bambino. So, folks, have a great night. Have a very nice and safe St. Patty's Day. And we will see you. And Tom Jones, I'm sorry.
And Tom Jones, yes.
Tom Jones, Delilah.
Thank you, everyone. Bye,
right.
Mrs. P. Bye, 2.0.
See you next
Bye,
time.
Justin.
Bye, everyone.
Take somebody's bra off. Everyone go